welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Pauper, and this is me still preparing for MagicCon Chicago. And I'm going to release this video like way down the road, like probably in April. So it's weird that I'm preparing for an event in mid-February, but that's where I am right now. This is Barff's Dimir Snacker control deck. I'm a big fan of it. It is locked for my Chicago list, and this is my playtesting at this point. True control with some tempo stuff you can do. Spellstutter Sprite is extremely well positioned. The Modern Age is a card that I had not played with before outside of Limited, and I was really impressed the last time I played this deck. Sneaky Snacker, just awesome. It's a reasonable thing to spend 2 mana on. If you spend 0 mana on, it's even better. You could spend 2, trade with something, and then a couple turns later just get it back for free somewhere down the road. Awesome. Augur of Bolus, extremely well positioned. The 1/3 creature, just put that in front of the Goblin Tomb Raiders and the Kuldotha Rebirth 1/1s and stuff. Like, this body is just really nice right now. This deck is extremely well positioned. It caught my attention when deck designer Barff went undefeated in games and matches through an entire Pauper challenge to win it. I joined his Patreon immediately. I have his matchup guides and sideboard plans that I'm studying for my event coming up. Played this exact same list on the channel a month ago, which for me was a couple days ago, but I'm getting my reps in, and it's weird for me to play Magic Online without the camera on. Therefore, off we go. Bonus Pauper content. I'm on the draw in round 1. I like my hand. I got my mana set up. I got some interaction, both to the board and to the stack. Colony Garden. So this is going to be the Golgari value deck. They're going to put a bunch of permanents into play that are good to sacrifice to things like Deadly Dispute down the road. This deck may or may not have a combo kill in it with Basking Broodscale. And I am just going to deploy the Sneaky Stacker and start applying pressure. Okay, tutored up a swamp with Troll of Khazad-dûm. Golgari Khazad-dûm. And Fanatical Offering, this one makes a map, which is a lot worse than a treasure. And they have too many cards in their hand. Dumping an Avenging Hunter. Fascinating. Okay. I'm going to cycle Lorien Revealed for an island, play the Modern Age that I just drew. I think next turn is the turn I really need to have Counter Magic up. 5 mana. And they just showed me that they are willing to discard an Avenging Hunter. So that might be because I have a flyer. Crypt Rat's fun. Oh, that's sweet. They got a +1 counter on their Crypt Rats, which means they can activate that for 1 over and over again. And I have the Agony Warp, it's fine, but that is a sweet interaction. Okay, Modern Age triggers, discard Deep Analysis, and I can Preordain plus Agony Warp here. I really wanted to leave up Counterspell this turn, but if the Crypt Rats is gone and I have 2 flyers, it's not particularly good or easy for them to jam an initiative creature. Okay, I'm going to Preordain, which will return my Snacker. And I'd hope to hit a land here, but I don't really need to, because I can also cycle Lorien. Okay, bottom this Lorien, top this Contaminated Aquifer, Snacker comes back, Aquifer, Agony Warp this Rat, and attack for 2, and I'll have a bunch of flyers if they shove the initiative creature. Alright, they're spending mana on Lembas, that's great. And Deadly Dispute sacking the plant, keeping the Lembas back. Once again, they have 8 cards in their hand. Miss a land drop, gonna have to go to discard. Dumping a Snuff out. My creatures are all black. And attack with my Snackerinos. And I think I should just jam Thorn of the Black Rose here. I'm applying pressure. I haven't seen indications that they have haste creatures. They're missing land drops. Let's just bury their ass. This is a turn where I could have just left up a bunch of interaction and taken chip shots. But them missing a land drop, not really doing anything last turn, I kind of want to push this advantage. Yeah, it's just spending mana cantripping is not going to get them out of this. Deadly Dispute, that's another draw 3. 2 treasures left over, plus a land drop. available. Potentially 3 mana. Okay, plant token. They look pretty dead to me. Spinning Darkness, hell yeah. Okay. Exile top 3 black cards of your graveyard rather than play this. Cost, deal 3 to target non-black creature, gain 3. Okay. That bought them a little bit of time. That was an exciting card to see. They're still in big trouble, though. I'm going to Augur. Wow, missed. Brutal. Cycle, Lorien revealed. Hit this untapped land drop. Attack. And I have up a hard counter, a conditional counter, and a hard counter for things that cost less than 3. They've got 6 mana now. Well, 8 mana, 6 lands. There's a Crypt Rats. I don't really want to play against that. Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm. Getting Witch's Cottage. That can rebuy the rats for next turn, but I think at that point it's too late. Eviscerator's Insight, drawing 2 random cards. Blood Fountain. I could have countered Eviscerator's Insight with Dispel. Maybe I'm supposed to. But Dispel can also help win a fight over, like, Snuff Out on my Spellstutter Sprite, that kind of thing. I'll attack for 6. And I think I would like to Deep Analysis myself. Another pair of hard counters. Dimir Aqueduct could pick up one of these tapped islands. And I am locked and loaded with the 7-card hand here. Lembas can gain 3 life. We've seen at least one Spinning Darkness in the list. I'm sure that's not for me. That's for mono red. Targeting Crypt Rats with Witch's Cottage. That means they're going to have to take another action to draw cards. Lembas works. And Spell Stutter. I'm going to Spell Stutter. I have another one. Like, I'm not worried about a removal spell. Okay, that's countered. And they're dead. Cool. Supply Pressure. Don't let them get set up, because their endgame is better than mine. Okay, so this matchup, they may or may not have the Basking Broodscale combo in the deck, but we know they have the card draw engine. Annul and Dispel could collapse that. Okiba Gang Shinobi is just a banger from the old world. I think as long as I've been playing Pauper, Okiba Gang Shinobi's been something we do. And try to collapse their engine. As if they, even if they are Broodscale, which I don't think they are, I have a bunch of Snuff Outs and efficient removal that could kill that thing. Right, I will keep this. It doesn't have the Annul that I'd love to hit their first pick or Wellspring with, but I'm not going to mulligan a hand that has all my colors and plays the game. Cool. All right. That saves me a cycle. Didn't save them a cycle. Haunted Mire. A grip full of removal. None of my flyers here yet. Lembas. I think I definitely would have annulled that. I'm not going to spend a counterspell on it, though. Snacker, okay. I do want this. This could become an Okiba Gang Shinobi. I think it's safe to tap out, especially if they're missing land drops. A Wellspring. Don't have a counter for that. They're still missing land drops. I'm going to cycle for a basic island and gang their Shinobi here. They're already discarding the hand size, so the Mind Rot isn't going to be too bad, but it's not nothing, and this is a creature that is going to Mind Rot them every turn if they don't start chump blocking it or do something else. Ah, shit, that's so much better. Never mind, I'll just play Thorn of the Black Rose. Alright, we'll save the Shinobi for another time. Boring, but still. If I have something better to do than Okiba Gang, I'm pretty happy with that. Shambling Ghast. When this dies, it can kill my Snacker. Cycling a Troll. Okay, they're out of their mana problems, that's for sure. I'm not going to play this Dimir Aqueduct. I will play this Contaminated Aquifer. And attack with Snacker. Go up to 7 cards. Snuff Out is pretty good. Cast Down. Okay, I could let them cast that down, and then I could counter that. I think I'd rather keep the counterspell. And I'll just kill the Shambling Ghast. It's not sexy. Like, this cost me a whole card, and then they get to either kill my Snacker and make a treasure on the way out, or Deadly Dispute. I think I actually am going to counter Deadly Dispute. Oh, they decided to make a treasure token. Cool. That makes my decision to counter that even better, because now I can Okiba Gang them. All right, here we go. No blocks. Okiba Gang. It's a lot more exciting when they have 4 cards in their hand than when they had 8 to hit them with this thing. Tithing Blade and Crypt Rats go away. Dimir Aqueduct, pick up an island, and shields are kind of down for a turn. Through a Seething Landscape. If they have a haste creature or if they could put a +1 counter on a plant token. All right, the map could do it. They could take the initiative here, or the monarchy. That's not even true. I have snuff out of my hand. All right, I'm just going to snuff this now. I'm not even going to... This fizzles the map, which is even better than tricking them in combat. Ooh, something's happening in response. All right, they're still going to find some value somewhere. That's fine. And they were back up to 6 cards in hand. There were 2 cards in their hand the last time anything happened. It's so crazy how quick this artifact engine kicks in. There's an annul. We like those. I can cast Lorien Revealed this turn. What does that do for me? I end up with 9 cards in hand. That doesn't sound very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Island and Snacker. The Snacker ups the Spellstutter sprite. I still have the Monarchy. Brainstorm's nice. Always happy with a Brainstorm. Deadly Dispute. Should have Spellstutter that. I was like thinking, I can't annul that. All right, I can annul this. Okay, they've had enough. Cool. Just beat up the engine, apply steady pressure, and you're good. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, MagicCon, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. This hand is a little risky, but I am going to keep it. If I just find a land or Lorien Revealed, the hand cooks. And I have Brainstorm to help do that. Now I have 2 Brainstorms to help do that. This does mean I have to be a little aggro with the Brainstorms. I'm probably just going to Brainstorm in this end step. Okay, we're playing against some sort of Izzet or Grixis Affinities style thing. End step Brainstorm. Hope this finds a land. We did it. Put back Snacker and Spellstutter. Play this island. And I don't actually want this Snacker. I already have 2 of them. I'll use Augur of Bolas to clear it. And hopefully find a spell. Looking at the bottom 3 cards of my deck, that's what Augur of Bolas does. Modern Age Snacker, Island gone. Shame those didn't show up in a different order, because I would have liked the Island or the Modern Age, but I didn't like the Snacker. That was enough to send a shuffle. I could have also Brainstormed a spell intentionally to the top of the deck to make sure I hit. All right, we've got a Thought Cast. Ooh, Thought Cast miss. Go to cleanup. My opponent is Grixis Affinity for sure. I'm going to attack for 1 and chill. I could cycle Suffocating Fumes in their end step if I need to. I can counterspell or spellstutter or something. They go Ichor, Wellspring. Oh, no. Don't have 2 fairies. I think this is worth a counter, though. If they're struggling, I don't want Affinity to get any better. Another spellstutter. Is it time to Brainstorm? There are a lot of good hits. Okay, I think I might just drop a spellstutter into play this turn, whether it counters a spell or not. Just get the second one up. There's a Thought Cast, that works. They have cards like Galvanic Blast and Quark Clan Shaman. I think that's what the card's called, the 1-drop. Goblin that sacks an artifact to deal 1 to everything. There are 1-drops in their deck. They're just going to clean up. Dropped a Blood Fountain. Alright, well, I would have countered that anyway. Contaminated Aquifer. Now we're in business. Okay. Now I could counter a 2-drop. And I can snuff something out if I need to. That's a 5-drop. And they hit land number 4. Getting dicey. And they found the black. That's the important one. Ooh, okay. Galvanic Blast. Just main phasing. Okay, lots of mana. I'll start by attacking for 3. And then play a Snacker and pass with 2 mana up. I'm going to hold a Snacker back because Refurbished Familiar is a card that their deck is built on. And they just unlock the black mana. Discard Snacker, Brainstorm, get it back is a bunch of pressure. There is the Refurbished Familiar. I'll discard Snacker. Kenku Artificer. This makes a creature into a big ol' indestructible flyer. That's not great for me. Gonna have to work my way through that. But Suffocating Fumes suddenly kills 2/3 of their board. I'll Brainstorm in the end step and get this Snacker back. The 2 Snuff Out's not great. I will put both of those back. I end up redrawing one of them, but Augur can clear the other. Augur, Dispel. That counters Deadly Dispute and similar cards. Might as well Bog ya. And I'm chillin' for now. I could attack with my 2 Snackers, though I think I'd rather not trade with Refurbished Familiar. I'd like to Suffocating Fumes and kill that. Another Familiar, I'll discard Snuff Out. They're starting to get their stuff online, but their board does randomly die to Fumes. Modern Age, a sicko. And I can fight a counter war with my Dispel. Okay, Suffocate the Fumes. Their board is gone except for this 2/2. It can eat a Snacker. It could eat a Spell Stutter, but I'm pushing my damage. The opponent goes to 6, and I will enter the Modern Age. I don't think I'm going to introduce Thorn to the Black Rose this game, but what's Dispel going to do? Yeah, okay. Thorn, I have enough flying blockers that maybe Thorn is still good. There's Deadly Dispute. Now I didn't need the Dispel anyway. Played around it. Another Dispute. Yeah, they're just treading water now. We saw this last round as well. They're drawing so many cards, but I just have so much pressure in play that hopefully those cards don't matter by the time we get there. There's Parkland Gem, and this deals 1 damage to each non-flying creature. Refurbished Familiar. That is annoying, but it's okay. I'm just going to keep firing in here, try to get these last points across. Island, Modern Age will loot that away. Spell Stutter, sick. Okay, here we go. All there is to do is turn my creature sideways and try to get these last 6 points in. They are trading off with the Snackers. Those do hit the hardest, but they also can come back pretty easily. It's a tough choice to make. How long do you think this game's going to go, and what's in your hand? Or what's being asked of my opponent right now? Okay, went for a Spell Stutter instead, took the extra point. Alrighty. Modern Age is also a 2-power flying creature, waiting to erupt. Blood Fountain. Not if I can help it. That's a lot of artifacts, and it buys back 2 Refurbished Familiars. Or Kenku Artificer and Refurbished Familiar. No thanks. I'm all in. Fear Enforcer doesn't fly. Drawing a Brainstorm or Lorien Revealed or Deep Analysis would be insane. Because right now there's a forced block on Sneaky Snacker if I attack with Snacker and Spell Stutter. And if I could just get back 2 Snackers after forcing a block. Oh wow. An attack? That's terrifying. Okay, they're just giving it lifelink. That is kind of like blocking my flyers. Sure. Okay. Modern Age wakes up. I think it would have been way better to save that Toxic Analysis on defense, though. Because what if next turn I make what I think is a lethal attack, and then you both block and give your creature lifelink? That's a way bigger blowout. Okay. I have presented Flying Lethal through their represented blockers. 4 cards in hand, though. Parkland Shaman does deal 1 damage to itself when it's used, so you have to kind of do everything all at once. Oh, that's fucked. Blood Fountain. They played their land already this turn, I think. Yes, alright, cool. Next turn is going to be really bad for me if there is a next turn. I'm going to hope that there's not. Galvanic Blast kills that. That's bad for me. Come on, spell. Okay. Well, we're in that spot. I have the forced block on Sneaky Snacker. Then I can Deep Analysis myself and just draw it, get both back. Unless they have another Toxin Analysis, then I'm in trouble. Okay, opponent's at 1. And I hope they don't have a counter spell, because this is busted if it works. No, they're tapping mana. Okay. This gains a lot of life, but it doesn't counter my spell. Cool. All right, my Snackers are in. And they can sack their Blood Fountain and play 2 Refurbished Familiars next turn. So I am going to sandbag this Murmuring Mystic. Or sandbag a land, so Murmuring Mystic doesn't end up discarded. Blood Token. Dumped a land. Mirror Enforcer from hand. Oh, they're actually 1 black mana short of double Familiar. They might go Familiar Enforcer. They went for Kenku and Mirror Enforcer. All right. Not messing around with the refurbish familiars at all. And they have to take a turn off Kenkuing. This is a turn where I could draw a counterspell for the Kenku. Would be sick. And Deep Analysis is in the graveyard. I have a locked up draw 2 available. The Snackers are going in. They're blocking Spell Stutter. I don't know if that's right, but it does play around a little bit of my value. Deep Analysis. Immediately get a bird. Draw some cards. There's 2 mana in the pool in response. Deadly Dispute, sacking a Great Furnace. And Lorien Revealed in the grip for next turn. Okay, this game has gotten very exciting. They're going to have a second Indestructible Flying Blocker. Mirror Enforcer's coming in. I'm going to feed my Augur of Boluses to this Altar of Death. There's the other Kenku. This locks one of their 2 black mana into being a creature. So if they're going to spend black on their turn... Okay, they had another black land. That's fine. Fair enough. I think they're turning the tide here. I'm going to have to start blocking. Reckoner's Bargain gained another 7 life. And immediately replaced the Mirror Enforcer. All right. And I am on defense now. After them gaining 14 life. That was enough to turn it around. Lorien Revealed. Or I should not attack, because I'm not winning the race. All right, I'm going to just cast Lorien Revealed. Oh, I should have played the Swamp. Now if I draw a counterspell, I can't play it. Punished as hard as possible, and I deserve it. Okay. Another Snacker. All right. Pass the turn. This is starting to fall apart. Chromatic Star. The Mirror Enforcers are all attacking. I'm going to block them all with Snackers. I have a bunch of ways to get these back, and they're not currently attacking anyway. I could double block. Actually start making trades and reduce their board presence. I think that's better. I'm not getting Murmuring Mystic involved because Quark Clan Shaman is just face up. Oh no, that was such a sick line. Good job, opponent. Walked my ass into that. All 3 Snackers gone forever. I do still have a deck with spells and interaction in it. They have 18 cards left in their deck. Can I get through them? If I draw something like Lorien Revealed or a Brainstorm that can get a chain going, it could happen. Okay, I'm going to cast down one of the Mirror Enforcers right now, just so they can't sack it in response and get value. And then I'm going to Dimir Aqueduct and pick up my Bajuka Bog. And these indestructible flyers are going to be a problem. The old turn 14 Nile Spellbomb. Massive value. Deadly Dispute. I don't think I'm in a position to fight over their card draw anymore. The game has just changed. And if decking is actually my plan, which somehow it does seem to be. Wow, everybody's getting in now. Okay, I'm going to block the Kenku and the Mirror Enforcer, and I don't want to get pushed around by a Quark Clan Shaman. All right, these are my blocks. I'm at 8. I can Spell Stutter this, and I can counterspell a follow-up play. Cool. Interesting they would still fight over Murmuring Mystic when I'm at 8. Brainstorm. Gasoline. All right, Brainstorm. Please just find me 3 spells. Get me out of this shit. That's a lot of spells. 2 Aquifers go back. Cast down your Mirror Enforcer. Play Bajuka Bog. Okay, right now, Spell Pierce is not getting better, and it will cost them a treasure to do this right now. And I get a bird out of it. There are reasons to do this. Cool. Okay. They gain another 7 life, but that's no longer my win con. Bajuka Bog, hit you. That turns off Blood Fountains. And I guess Murmuring Mystic's going to attack. What else is he going to do? My next 2 draws are bad. They are both Contaminated Aquifers, and there's no shuffle coming to save me. I am Brainstorm locked right now. Ichor Wellspring, please keep drawing cards. Refurbish Familiar, well, that's a counterspell. And I tapped stupid. I could have used my Aqueduct on my turn. And now this counterspell's down. Quark Clan Shaman, that doesn't matter. And they could sack 5 artifacts to kill Murmuring Mystic, I guess. Okay, and let the jump box begin. All right, not punished by tapping poorly, but I do have to pay attention to that. I will just play my land and pass. My deck still has a bunch of Lorien Revealeds in it. I think I still have 3 left. Yeah, so just having extra lands around will eventually matter. Okay, chump chump. And I'm drawing another Aquifer. If they just don't cast any more spells, they're in pretty good shape. They play the Aquifer. Playing it out makes Brainstorm worse, but makes Lorien Revealed better. They could not resist. And that's a really good spell, too. That spell would win the game on the spot. I guess that makes it hard to deck yourself. All right, yeah, well, can't fight over that. It's hard to lose to decking when your deck has makeshift munitions in it. I no longer think I can win. All blocks have been made. Lorien Revealed. Best chance here. Counterspell. Well, I'm at 1. Go. Yeah, this game was really awesome, though. It took gain 14 life for them to get out of range. And the Kenku Artificer just really did the whole job by itself. This singular, indestructible creature. Cool. This is one of the tougher matchups. I'm going to board in all my Annuls and Steel Sabotage. Those are pretty clear in their function. Hydroblast and Dispel help fight over the draw engines and the burn. Extract a Confession can kill the biggest creature, or just any creature if they only have one. Boarding out Snuff Out, which misses half their creatures and hurts me a lot. Suffocating Fumes, I actually did line it up pretty well against their board last game, but it's not good. And then Augur and Preordain just as sort of dirtily stuff when you need action. Okay, great start. Gonna keep. Modern Age immediately getting Snacker value. I would like to get the initiative, or the Monarch early and often in this matchup. Because as we saw, they have an incredible draw engine if they're given time to execute it. Ooh. I think I should have thought about this for a second and actually played the tap land, because if I could Spell Pierce Mystical Ichor Wellspring, that's really good this turn. And then I can Modern Age with Spell Piercer to spell up next turn. Yeah, I think I should have thought about that more. Looks like I might not get punished by it, but I think that would have been correct. Modern Age trigger again. Brainstorm can be whatever I need it to be. I'm going to discard Contaminated Aquifer and play Seething Landscape. Just the true legacy experience here. Now I can even Brainstorm in response to a Graveyard Hate spell. Makeshift Munitions. No. No. They might Pyroblast, but I can Dispel a Pyroblast. Alright, yeah. Dodge that one. That card's really bad. Okay, End Step Brainstorm. 2 more Snackers. I don't have any way to discard those right now, but putting one on the board is cool. Alright, put one back and put back, I guess, Deep Analysis. Or I could put back both Snackers, cycle Lorien Revealed, and then just cast Deep Analysis. Yeah, I think I like doing that. Found a Snacker anyway. It was always there. Attack for 2. I am going to take this turn to Deep Analysis myself. This is the turn I would love to shove. Ooh. Okay. I will actually keep my pressure up here if they care about this that much. That was on Vector Glider, not on Snacker. So now I'll just play another Snacker and keep going. Kenku Artificer. Tough beat. I didn't have Counterspell anyway. Ooh, they want to get aggressive. You want a party? You want to have a party with me? Deal. Okay. I could have blocked with a plan of Deep Analysis myself, but I'd rather just attack. Lorien, wow, okay. I'm going to Deep Analysis myself. I'm going to attack, Deep Analysis, and hope to hit land 5 to play Lorien Revealed in the future. Extract a Confession. If I could clear the other things, Extract does beat the indestructible bridge creatures. Mirror Enforcer and Galvanic Blast. All right. They killed my Modern Age. Now the race is on. Kenku's getting in. It's going to be really hard here to kill the correct creatures. I could just resolve Lorien. All right, I'm going to resolve Lorien here while the coast is clear and build a longer term plan. Leave back Snackers as blocking. Missing the land drop there was tough. Thoughtcast. Their engine's kicking in. Deadly Dispute sacking a land. Duress. All right, well, dig in. It's literally all Duress targets. 6 different cards Duress could take here. Took Extract a Confession. Bummer. That was the long-term plan. Oh, I'll block. They saw Lorien in my hand. They know there's a Deep Analysis. We've seen Nile Spellbomb out of them. Okay. Oh, second Modern Age. Sick. Modern Age. Draw. Discard. Orion revealed. Yeah, that's a tough one. Didn't find the land. Ouch. I'm going to take a lot of damage here. I think I shouldn't have done it that way. Okay, I'll discard this counterspell. I think I just forgot Snacker comes in tapped, and it doesn't matter if I do this on my main phase. That was just really bad, actually. This is why I'm testing. Getting these reps in, playing with cards that I've barely played with before in life. And now I'm just in pretty easy burnout range. Another annul. Modern Ages are going to happen. Draw and discard. Lorien. Draw and discard. Spellstarter is actually good. Yeah, I think it's annul. I just have so many other cards to play. Augur. Okay, found a counterspell and a cast down. Thorn of the Black Rose to the bottom of the deck. Hate to see it. I'll take counterspell. And I'm going to pass the turn. I have really nice blocking options here. I can play a removal spell. I got counters. Casting down Augur. Yeah, alright. I guess that's the one that doesn't come back for free, even though it's a pretty unsexy target for that. Duress. Spell Stutter. Okay, that's gone. They can burn me out here if they have Double Blast. But there's already 2 gone. Yeah, block. Brainstorm gets these right back. End step Brainstorm. Hydroblast is great. Put back, annul, and cast down. Because I'm going to draw one of them and then Augur can get the other. The Reckoner's bargaining a land in the end step. Okay. And then my Modern Ages wake up. The age has arrived. Augur finds cast down. The last Snacker to the bottom. That's all of them. I will... Spellstarter Sprite's definitely attacking. Yeah, and one of the Snackers. Got to win somehow. Really sucks they duressed my Edict effect. I was looking forward to using that. Okay, block and block. I definitely can't go to 3. Nile Spellbomb. Annul. Funny story about Annul. I track my collection in Moxfield, and when I was putting this list together for... There's a blast. All right, I'll counter target spell if it's red. When I was putting my list together for Chicago, Moxfield told me I didn't have any foil annuls, so I ordered a set of them. And then after that, I actually opened my binder. I just trusted my tracker to know where I was. Then I actually opened my binder, and I already had 3 foil annuls, so now I have 7, which is a lot of that card to have. Okay, the Reckoners bargained a Mirror Enforcer, then played a new one while I was talking. Deep Analysis still in my graveyard. It's risky to cast it at this point. It's also becoming risky not to. Alright, I'm going to cast down the Mirror Enforcer and attack with my Vector Gliders. I'll leave back Sprite because I don't want to have to counter a cast down just to not take 3 damage. They got 3 cards in their hand, 12 life. Duress. Well, if I counter this, I won't have Counterspell up. And if I don't counter it, I will have Counterspell up. Either way, I lose a Counterspell. Can't afford to fight over this. Definitely going to fight over this. Are they done attacking? Are they done racing? They are not. Okay. Block with Snacker. And now Brainstorm and Lorien Revealed are bonkers rips. Island is not a bonkers rip. Attack with my gliders, hardcast Snacker. Oh, right, I have this Deep Analysis as well. I think it's kind of becoming use it or lose it on that. Getting 2 Snackers back is pretty strong. Get a Brainstorm. I think I want to save the Brainstorm. I can Brainstorm if there is an emergency, like if they just put Galvanic Blast on the stack. But I would really like to use this to recur my Snackers another round. I'm almost over the finish line here. They're actually dead on board. If they don't have some sort of dastardly trick. Modern Age. I'm going to play that first, because if I can loot into a counterspell, I'll have higher confidence. Sick. Block 8. Bang. Here we go. Block one of these. It's still 9 damage. The spell is being cast. Counter. I should have left back Spell Stutter. It doesn't change the clock, and I might fucking die here. Okay, that was lucky. That was a really bad attack. The Spell Stutter should not have gone in. Okay. Shake it off. Figure it out. Plan stays the same. Man, Snacker is so sick. Risky, but awesome. I am going to keep. I have both annuls early. I just need a land, and I'm off. Blood Fountain. That's a strong open. That's a lot of artifacts on the board. Snacker, Aquifer, go. The funny thing is, if I miss a land drop and discard a hand size, it'll be Snackers. Refurbish Familiar. All right, well, I'll discard a Snacker. Land, please. That counts. We take them slow and steady. Island. And pass. Now the counter wall is up. They did sneak a Familiar in on me, though. I don't think I could fight over this. That doesn't matter until later. And I need to worry about now before I think about later. I will not be tapping out for this Modern Age. If I don't draw an untapped land, I'm just going to wait. Spell Stutter. Okay. I will wait. Because if they do something like resolve a Mirror Enforcer on this board, or makeshift munitions, heaven forbid, that's bad for me. Okay, end step. I think I will jump in this Spell Stutter Sprite. Now I can at least trade with Refurbish Familiar, and I'm not bleeding out to that thing. Cool. Found the land. Life is good. Modern Age. Dump another Snacker. Do we have Pyroblast? Interesting. Alright, I will use my Dispel here. They're on 2 cards. They could have played something like Mirror Enforcer last turn, and they just didn't. Alright, they're on double Pyroblast. Sure. Okay. And Deadly Dispute, snuck that in. Fair enough. 3 cards in their hand. I said I would trade with this, but I don't even know if that's true. I guess it is. I have another Snacker in hand. If they want a Blood Fountain, buy that back. Spend multiple turns doing that. That's okay. They're using Bloods to discard lands now. Played another land, 2 cards in hand. And we got an untap. I don't have the land. That is the card I'm looking for, though, in a situation like this. I'm just going to pass, actually. Even if they do Blood Fountain their Familiar back up, I can annul the Familiar. Definitely annulling Nile Spellbomb. And if they play a Enforcer, I can extract it, which I'm now reading as a sorcery. Glad to read that now before it happens. Okay, Familiar in the hand. They use the Fountain, and I will... Hold on. Do I annul this? No, I'm going to discard Snacker to this. That's the value. And I'm looking for Brainstorm. Oh my goodness! Call the police. And I hit Modern Age. I'm going to put back Thorn and another... Or Thorn and Extract. Get back my Snackers. Modern Age. I think I'm actually going to discard the Extract. It's either that or the other Age. Now, Extract solves problems that nothing else does. I'll discard the second Modern Age. Oh, wait, this is greatest power? Okay, I thought it was greatest mana value. This definitely would have killed the indestructible creature last game. Okay, annul this Refurbish Familiar. Ooh, Pyroblast. The third Pyroblast? Okay. Now it's Familiars versus Thorn of the Black Rose. A little risky to introduce the Monarch here, but I have the blockers. Modern Age trigger. Bajuka Bog, you're not my guy here. Thorn, slam it. It would not take much for them to take the Monarch here. Oh wow, they went after the creature that does not fly to block their creatures. That's great. Okay. It wouldn't take much for them to take the Monarch here, just a removal spell. But if they do that, oh god, that's a really good removal spell. All right, now I'm in trouble. They could sack all their lands, deal 4, take the Monarch, Modern Age flips, Hydroblast kills makeshift munitions. Yeah, this card's so fucked. I don't think this card should be in Pauper. I'm just saying that. I say that every time I play with and against it. That's just not a common effect. Okay, Modern Age. I'll play another one. Let's get him in. Oh my god. Well, the Snackers don't matter as long as munitions is in play. How many permanents are they going to have? A lot. Okay. I'm losing the Hydroblast. It's risky, but I'm in. Spell Pierce, Dispel. Okay. I'm going to put back Spell Pierce and this land. Or wait, Spell Pierce versus Dispel. At this mana that they have, alright. Put back the land, keep the Spell Pierce. Okay. They're also at 47 seconds on their clock, which is another angle that might be cheesy, but it matters. Okay. Could not Dispel or Spell Pierce these. Here they are. They are just pushing the damage they have to push here. Yikes. Well, I'll Spell Pierce that. And I think I should block. It'll cost them a treasure and another permanent to finish off Vector Glider. I draw the Island and then Modern Age into the Dispel. Keep the Dispel. Attack with Glider. Might have just lost, actually. I think I was supposed to attack with a Snacker. Yeah, if they click fast enough, I lose. I'm just going to F6 and see if they can click fast enough. You got 12 seconds, opponent. They have to makeshift my blockers and then attack. I don't think they're going to get there. It's going to be tight. Okay, they definitely won this game, but they should have played faster. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
On the draw in round number 3, another one-lander, but on the draw, have Brainstorm and have a one-mana piece of interaction. Oh, good. It's the Nightmare again. This could be the Jund Ramp deck or Jund Broodscale, which are also... Those are better, but they're tough. Okay. Looks like it is Jund. Lucky. I'm going to pierce this shit. That feels like a big move. It'll feel bigger if I draw a land here. Uh-oh. All right, Brainstorm, fix it. Easy, always had it. Okay. Put back. Counterspell and Counterspell. And pass the turn. I'm going to miss my next land drop, but I can hold up Counterspell for a while until we get there. Refurbished Familiar. Discard Snacker. So this is some sort of Jund Affinity setup. I don't know where the lines blur between the Jund Ramp, Jund Broodscale, and the Affinity decks. But here we are. I think I'm just going to take damage for a little while and hold up these spell setters and counter spells. Counter this. And knowing that I'm just missing land drops and flooding out counter spells, I'm willing to be a little more aggressive on stuff like that. They did sneak a Blood Fountain past me. That's a lot worse than the Wellspring, though. Okay, something I could spell stutter. A removal spell blows this up. Mana's being spent. Okay, they're eviscerating in response, trying to find that removal spell. And it looks like they did. Okay. Nile Spell Bomb, super annoying. But I made them do some awkward stuff to find that. Okay, I don't think my plan has changed. It's getting worse every minute that I miss land drops, but I think this is still what I'm doing. Refurbished Familiar has done 6 already. Island, we did it. Pass the turn. When and how they spell bomb me is going to be interesting. Familiar. I think I'm just going to play out the spell stutter at this point. They might take this opportunity to Galvanic Blast me or resolve Eviscerator's Insight from the graveyard, but if I just untap, that's great. Okay, hitting land drops and stuff now. Happy to trade with the Familiar, get the pressure off, work to a spot where I'm resolving Thorn of the Black Rose. Cycling Twisted Landscape, you got it. Stacking the other Twisted Landscape. Landscape theme deck. Cleansing Wildfire. I fought over the first one, now that's not my problem. 3 cards in their hand. No attack, alright, cool. Now I'm moving into a spot where I could play Augur and still have a counterspell. Just actually move forward on development. Deep Analysis and Brainstorm. Alright, well, Brainstorm's in my hand. Now, the two of us dancing around their Nile Spell Bomb is just going to be a face-up game we're playing. If they ever bomb me, I'll Brainstorm. If I ever Brainstorm, they'll bomb me. Deadly Dispute. Still don't think I could afford to fight over that. Cycling Twisted Landscape. When they have to sack their lands to dispute, it's so much better than when they have shit like this. Ugh. Yeah, I think as bad as that card is for me, we're past it. And there's an Eviscerator's Insight in the graveyard. I just sent a Bajuka Bog to the bottom with Augur. Agony Warp. I could kill their dope now. I'm going to attack with Augur. I have the biggest creature on board. Come get some. These snuff outs real bad. Deadly Dispute, sacking the Wellspring. Hate it so much. It's so bad. Just stuck either way. I think I am going to counterspell. This just feels in my guts like it's correct. Okay, that is blasted. I am going to warp this thing. They could get it back and play it now. I'll warp it in the end step. Another spell bomb. Chill. Playing multiples of these in the main is some hateful mess. Clan Shaman. End of turn. Warp your Fox Dog, Zombie Rat. Fox Dog, apparently. That's gone. Now, Thorn of the Black Rose looks as good as it's going to get. I have 2 1/3s between their board, and me. They can just sack 3 artifacts and clear the board, but their creature's gone too. And this gives me a window to literally do anything. I'm not going to attack because I don't want to lose the Monarchy to a single Galvanic Blast. Okay. They're Nile Spellbombing here. I will Brainstorm in response and then force the action on the other Nile Spellbomb. That's fine. They do get 2 cards out of these. Aqueduct, Lorien Revealed. I'm about to redraw one of these cards. Do I want any of the Snuff Outs, actually? I could just like a Lorien Revealed before the other draw. Yeah, I don't think I want the Snuffs. Maybe I actually did want one of the Snuff Outs more than I want this Aqueduct, because Lorien Revealed is another land anyway. Yeah, maybe that was a little sloppy. Because if they have something like the Initiative creature, the 5-drop, or something like Boarding Party, these are things I have to think about. They're tapping 6 mana. Yeah, if I had a Snuff Out right now, it'd be pretty good. That was bad. They have a Trample creature. They could sack 3 artifacts, or they could just kill that way. Yep, I fucked up. Snuff Out would have been a massive beating here for my opponent. And instead, I'm going to lose the Monarchy and then immediately lose the game. Yeah, they got their own Snuff Out. They're showing me, yeah, this is how real Pauper players do it. Yeah, that was just bad. Okay, Brainstorm. Try to solve this. And I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, all right. Well, shit. All right, put back Aqueduct and Island. Play Snacker. I can cast this down on their turn. They're going to draw so many cards in between then and now. And I'm at 5. Yeah, this is a familiarity issue. If I had studied the lists, which I am going to do before Chicago, but I haven't really, found all the nuance. If Nexmoor and Hydro was on my radar here, I would have kept this stuff out. Okay, if they're eviscerating their Clan Shaman, does this have reach? Of course it does. Reach Trample on this. Modern Horizon sets are bullshit. I just want to call it out. I'll say it. The Commander formats, the modern sets, things that cannot and should not be at common just exist in this format now. Okay, Lorien Revealed. And, alright, I made a mistake. I'm bringing in my anti-artifact and enchantment stuff, some anti-red stuff and anti-instant stuff. Gonna try to get on the board and protect my action with counterspells. Murmuring Mystic, important here. Thorn of the Black Rose, important here. I will keep a land, another land. Annul's a nice one to find. I'd love to just counter a Blood Fountain free and easy here. Or a Clan Shaman. Just give me something here. A Duress. Okay, they started tapping mana like they could cast a spell, and then they didn't. I'm going to Brainstorm here. Just like the ugly fair Brainstorm. Fetching in response, playing around Stifle. Okay, found what I was looking for. I'm going to put back Snuff Out and Island, and then draw the Island. Just hitting these land drops matters a lot. I have no Snackers, no Modern Age, no 4-drop. I'm just going to draw through this. Get patient now. Brainstorm does see all new cards now. Opponent's got 7 cards in their hand. Lembas. I can annul that. And if they Pyroblast, I can stutter the Pyroblast. All right, it was all a trick. Counterspell that. Okay, we've collapsed their early development engine. Jukabog's not bad. Brainstorm. Okay, Modern Age. Glad to see it. Put back. I think I'm going to put back Snuff Out in Modern Age. And I'm going to bog them. And leave up counter for another turn. Then I can Modern Age with counter still available next turn. Cleansing Wildfire. Not my fight. After countering Lembas and Ichor Wellspring, letting Wildfire resolve feels like a little wonky, but those cards turn on the whole Dispute engine and that card does not. I think I'm going to drop in a Spell Stutter. So many other cards cost 2. And just getting one of these in is nice. If they sneak a Deadly Dispute and have to sack a land underneath this, that's fine. Yeah, Deadly Dispute sacking a land. Now I'm attacking. Or I was attacking. Okay, Spell Stutter this. Now I'm attacking. And instead of playing the Modern Age, I'm going to hold up Counterspell again. Nyxborn Hydra X equals 1. I can warp that. That is a 1-2 with reach. Pretty powerful, actually. Counter this Wellspring. I'm committed to the Deadly Dispute's going to hurt you camp. Snuff out that I can hard cast. Modern Age could hit a swamp here. I'm going to start with Modern Age. Ooh, perfect. Discard the Snacker. Warp the Hydra. Yeah, I'm not showing a counterspell anyway. I'm just going to push here, and if they have some big shit they've been sitting on, it's going to work. Writhing Chrysalis, that dies to Snuff out. Eating some spawns right away. Second Chrysalis. That's annoying. And they're still sacking spawns. Ichor Wellspring. Yeah, that was a big turn. Okay, so I draw for turn. I could brainstorm now and have different information what to Modern Age with. I think that's worth doing. I'm going to brainstorm now. A Thorn is sick. I'm going to put back Spell Stutter Thorn. And then Snacker comes back. I draw Thorn. Discard Spell Stutter. I don't love that, but I do need access to a swamp. Like an actual swamp. Aquifer, play that. And pass. They've got 3 cards in their hand. I'm going to kill the big Chrysalis here. And I'll take 4 from the other one. Oh yeah, they have all these sacrifice things. I should get used to main phasing this shit if I'm going to do it. Yeah, that was value lost. Or value given to them. And that counts as sacrificing an Eldrazi. That's so stupid. And they have another Chrysalis. Alright. Their work's cut out for me. These things don't trample unless they have an Nyxborn Hydra on them. Which they can now do because they have Blood Fountain. Son of a bitch. Okay, Bojuka Bog off the top. Yeah, so if they Blood Fountain 1, 2, 3, 4, they can Hydra for 1, and that's all it takes to ruin my life. That means I can't introduce the Monarch this turn. That was such a sick rip on the Blood Fountain. Hydra Blast, which does not kill Chrysalis because Eldrazi are bullshit. They're using their Blood Fountain in the end step, going to get back Hydra and another Chrysalis. Yeah, this is brutal. And I don't know how much of this was unlocked by my timing. If I had just main phase my dress down or my snuff out on the thing I was going to snuff out anyway, I'm probably much better off. All right, yeah. That is a 10-11 with trample. Well, I have to block some amount of this. All right, I'm just going to block the bare minimum, go to 1, and hope to rip. That was not a rip. I could still... And I'm going to play Thorn of the Black Rose, and I have to draw Cast Down off the top. My opponent said, FYI, you counter wrong things. Cool, thanks. I'm trying stuff out here. Okay. Sassy opponent aside, I did learn things. I was supposed to main phase that stuff out for sure. On to the next round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in round 4 versus the designer of this deck, Barff. And I'm going to mulligan this 6-lander. That's crazy. Okay, I'll keep this one. If I assume this is the mirror, Suffocating Fumes could be really good. And it's kind of a saucy one-of that opponents might not think about. Okay. I'm going to keep the Fumes, even though that is the card that I could see being silly and worthless later. The opponent is on an Aquifer. Brainstorm will be good someday. Augur. Off to a much better start than me. Had a better mana curve. Up 2 cards. I mulligan and they're on the draw. Cast down. Okay. Another Brainstorm. I'm going to try to hit this land drop. We got there. Put back Lorien and Fumes. I'm going for Modern Age. I think this is worth resolving while opponents tapped out. And I'm giving up on this Fumes idea. I just had a crazy rush of deja vu. Like, I've cast the Modern Age and discarded Suffocating Fumes in exactly this position before in my life. That's right. That's so weird. All right. If I Brainstorm, those are hits for... Like, if I find a Snacker, that's great. I am going to Brainstorm. I could also fight over a Spell Stutter here. Like, if opponent Spell Stutters, I can warp it. Okay. This land is all right. I really like Augur of Bolas. Maybe I don't need Agony Warp this turn. I can put back Warp Lorien and then discard the Lorien. Okay, draw, discard, Lorien revealed. Seething Landscape. Bolas can pick up the Warp. Yep, Warp land. Pretty good showing. And we'll see how this unravels. Snuff out. All right, that's gone. It's cool that I get to study the Master directly. Like, that was a hyper-aggressive snuff out. And normally I would assume that means there's a ninja coming, but there are no ninjas in the list. Okay, there we go. That explains it perfectly. Setting up the Thorn of the Black Rose. Okay, I mean, I can kill all my opponent's creatures. Like, I could counter the cast down or just double Sprite. I have a flyer and my opponent doesn't. Okay, yeah, jockeying over the Monarch's going to be what this game's about. And I'm in a reasonable position to do it. Okay, this can get in for a point of damage. That's not what's important to me right now. Sneaky Snacker. That resolves. That is important to me. End of turn. I'm going to cast a Spell Stutter. Just sneak one in here. If opponent Spell Stutters snuff out, uncounters the spell. Then I have Counterspell and Snuff Out still to play here. And then Agony Warp on my turn. Okay, that's in. Opponent draws for the Monarch. Play this land. And I could just attack with both creatures. If opponent has another Snuff Out here, that's really good. Suffocating Fumes. Hey, we called that out as maybe useful in the matchup. I'm going to counter that spell. Okay, no blocks. That gives me the Monarch. We know there's a cast down in the hand. I'm going to draw in this end step. Pause. See if there's anything I want to do. No. All right. Counterspell is really bad for me right now. Could just throw the Spell Stutter out on this Preordain. I don't think that's what I want to do. I could snuff out the Augur, -0/-3 the Thorn, -3/-0 the Snacker. Like, I theoretically have the ability to kill 2/3 of their board and survive this turn. Okay, I'm going to snuff out the Augur first, see if that's a fight they want to fight. We could also just poke the Monarch back and forth and not run into any blowouts. I think I'm going to do that. Another Snacker. We know there's a cast down over there, so they'll win this fight if I try to Spell Stutter that. And it would just come back from the Monarch trigger because they've preordained to this turn. I should have popped that Landscape. It wasn't doing anything. A pretty dead snuff out here. I think I'm going to play the same turn as I did last time. Just attack with both creatures. This kind of sucks. It's really good. Alright, yeah, that is one of the things I was worried about. Okay, Agony Warp. -3/-0, and then -0/-3. They still have the Monarch, even if this all goes to plan. Cast down. I will flush that out. Get a kill there. And pass. Yeah, they have 5 cards in hand to my 2. Like 3 now, then they draw for turn, then they have the Monarch. Brainstorm gets the Snacker back. Landscape, 3 cards left. The third Snacker. Yeah, they've had 3 Snackers this game to my 0. This card's just such a beating. I guess I have 1, but it's not in play. Here I go. Spouting off my mouth, and then this happens. I'm going to attack with both. We're probably in the infinite loop now where they're just going to keep coming back. And if mine gets countered, that's bad. Like Spell Starter does it, Counterspell does it. Can't possibly double spell because I didn't use this Seething Landscape earlier. Augur. Found Dispel. Okay, I'm going to use my Landscape in the end step. Getting a Swamp. Okay, attack with my Snacker. Gotta fight over the Monarch. Gotta force this block. Play another Snacker, see if this is worth a Counterspell. Okay, that was worth a Counterspell. Now if Preordain hits the Modern Age or Brainstorm, I get my Snackers back. The Thorn... I guess Brainstorm doesn't work because this spell is up. Thorn can hard take the Monarch. Dispel can counter my Snuff Out. I think I'm going to bottom this Thorn and try to spike. Didn't work. Alright, probably just lost. Without the face-up Dispel, I think I take the Thorn there. Okay, I've seen enough. Okay, Snacker's important. A Dispel seems reasonable. Okiba Game Shinobi seems great. Arms of Hedor is a 4-mana sorcery. That seems so crappy. This is actually really interesting because ninjas are pretty busted in these Pauper blue ticky-tack tempo mirrors. Not that I think lifelink particularly matters in this matchup, but going back and forth, getting extra value out of a small attack is actually huge, and a 3-2 punches through Augur. I didn't really like Snuff Out there. We both had Fumes. Like, I don't know if that means it's good or it just means that we both had it. Murmuring Mystic is pretty nice if it resolves, but I think I want to focus on the smaller creatures. Fumes is an instant, though. That's so sick. Modern Age. Cast Down, Agony Warp. Maybe Cast Down is worse. Okay. I will try this. Okay. I will keep... I am likely to have to discard at the end of my second turn. Or no, I'm on the play. We're good. The bounce lands can create weird situations. But this is a situation where I have functionally 3 lands across 2 cards. Does this matter? I think getting the Aqueduct in is powerful enough. And I'll just hit land drops later. They're both tap lands. Opponent's got the Augur, Found Lorien, Aquifer. I'm holding up a Spell Stutter that my opponent doesn't know could be an Okiba Gang Shinobi. Augur. I'm going to jump in the Spell Stutter. Have to have Counterspell here. And then I get to stick Thorn. Alright, Counterspell. Okay. Don't have untapped black mana now. And there's no way to get it unless you just have basic Swamp in your hand, ready to go. Got an Aquifer. This is the biggest turn of the game right now. Can't snuff this out. Can't warp it or cast it down unless you have Swamp in your hand. Modern Age. It's a powerful engine for later. Dump an Aquifer, played another one. Okay, this is pretty sweet. Got my own Modern Age. I'm going to turn Lorien into a land before I do anything else. Modern Age. Bajuka Bog. I don't think I want that. I'll just hit my land drop and chill. There's Fumes. Yeah, Snuff Out matters for the Modern Age. That one is actually worth defending. Agony Warp. Well, I will dispel this. And hope I don't die. Spell Stutter. Shit. I could Brainstorm into Snuff Out. And maybe Snuff Out is way better than I gave it any credit for. Got there. Okay. Put back Fumes and Counterspell. Or Counterspell and Fumes. Right, Spell Stutter resolves. Snuff out the Spell Stutter. They could have their own Dispel. Okay. And I am cooked. I'm losing my Monarchy. And looting away probably Preordain. I could just cast Okiba Gang Shinobi here. And then Preordain and Brainstorm my way into a good attack next turn. Alright, I'm going to discard Counterspell. Perhaps controversial. There are 2 answers left in the deck for this Okiba Gang Shinobi. I'm going to try to let it ride. Murmuring Mystic, tilt. That card's not going to be easy to beat. Giving back everything, do they just know that holding the monarchy is all that matters? Yeah, I messed up. I should have more snuff outs in my deck. Just the free interaction. So sick. Preordained. Don't need a Lorien revealed. Do I want a Spellstutter Sprite either? No. What am I even looking for at this point? It's the snuff outs that I boarded out. I've blown it. Brainstorm. There's an Augur. I could put back Land Brainstorm or Aquifer Brainstorm. This way we know Augur's going to hit. Take the Brainstorm. It would have missed. And I don't have an attack here. I'm not willing to trade this for Vector Glider. Though there is nothing on their board currently or that could be represented through Murmuring Mystic that has more than 1 power, right? Or more than 2 power. Like their whole board through a Suffocating Fumes represents 1 power. If I attack with everything, what happens? Let's find out. Everything's attacking. I have Suffocating Fumes and a counterspell to protect it. I can sweep up any number of birds and Spellstutter Sprite, and then make Murmuring Mystic 0 power and Augur 0 power. Snuff out Hardcast, targeting my Vector Glider. I'm going to Brainstorm in response. See if this can flush out a Spellstutter. Ooh, okay, Cast Down's really good. I have played a land already this turn, so putting the lands back makes sense. I'm going to cast down the Murmuring Mystic now. I'm really hoping for a Spellstutter. I'm 1 mana short of Suffocating Fumes plus Counterspell, but if they go for Spellstutter here, Fumes is a giant blowout. I guess I should have let this resolve. Yeah, that was a mistake. If I let this trigger resolve, I'm better off. Because then the bird would die to the sweep that I would have to do. I was thinking I could just let this stack clear before I Fumes regardless, but if Spellstutter was on top of the stack, that wouldn't work. It is probably a tell that I have specifically that card in my hand, though. Okay. Vector Glider's dead. I'm going to let Snuff Out resolve. And now I'm in trouble to counterspell again. If they just take chump blocks, then I don't have to do anything. All right, cool. That's a chump and a butt touch. And then Sneaky Snacker comes in. They did have a Spellstutter. Did a really good job playing around Suffocating Fumes. This is somebody who knows all of the tricks. Your own Snacker. Gonna have 3 cards in hand when they pass the turn. Instead, Brainstorm after Monarchy. They're trying to find a removal spell or something to add to the board, something to protect their Monarchy before I untap with my mana. All right, that's not a great draw. I'm gonna go for the Fumes and hope this works. I have to do it now or else the blocks are too good. I'll attack with everything. They have to at least block the Okiba Gang, even if they're going to lose the Monarch. If they have a Fumes of their own, then they have a chump block on Okiba Gang, or they might even trade with Okiba, and they don't lose the Monarch. Oh wow, they let the Gang hit them. I'm very surprised by that. Discarded 2 Bajuka Bogs. Okay, I'm not going to play my land. My opponent has demonstrated that they are skilled enough to play around every little trick. So every card in my hand demonstrates some sort of trick. Okay, Lorien Revealed resolves, gets back 1 Snacker. That comes in tapped. Now they're pretty sure I don't have a counterspell, if they were ever wondering. Just sending a spell like that and it working is so powerful. Right now we are poised to just bash the Monarch back and forth between us for a little while. They're incentivized here to trade with my Okiba Gang. They can't keep getting hit by that. Yep, there's that. Monarch back. Snacker. And draw. Bajuka Bog. That'll be good if I can get their Snacker in the graveyard. They have to either cast a removal spell or attack with both creatures to take the Monarch. Both my opponent's Bajuka Bogs are in the graveyard, so I can take this trade safer than they can. Another one. Okay, a removal spell is good for them here. A counterspell is good for me. Oh no. Now a counterspell is bad for me. It's too late. Doesn't help. Fudge. I am going to be buried by the Monarch here. You're taking the block. I'm going to Bajuka Bog. If you have Brainstorm, you can save your dopes. If not, they're gone. All right, just had it all. Yeah, this is just a masterclass in getting the most out of every card. I'm not winning from here. GG's opponent. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in the final round, positive record on the line. I feel like I have to mulligan this. This is basically a 6-lander with Spellstutter Sprite. This is worse. Alright, I'm going to 5. Okay, this one's fine. Keep, get rid of Bajuka Bog and Spell Pierce. Thorn of the Black Rose is the most difficult card. Like, it's either a 10 or a 0. Oh, my opponent has Multi 4 as well. Alright, I'm going to keep Spell Pierce and try to keep efficient interaction. If they're playing the game on 4 cards, let's try to just have 4 better cards than them. Okay, they did go to 4. I appreciate that. Island. Fairy Miscreant. Okay. It is the Mono Blue Fairy Tempo deck. Snuff Out's my best draw, I think. Counterspell's not that good. Okay, do they have the Ninja to completely ruin my life? This is definitely a Ninja deck. They do have it. It's the little one. Already caught up with me on the mulligan. They went to 4, I went to 5, now they drew a card. Sneaky Snacker, get in. Just gotta put something in front of this Ninja before it runs away. Both creatures attacking. Yeah, I'll block the Moon Circuit Hacker. They can put a different Ninja in over here, and indeed they did. A different and better Ninja. I think drawing Snuff Out wins me the game, but I do have to draw the Snuff Out. Fairy Seer. Okay, so Miscreant and 1 Unknown in the hand. Top bottom to that Scry. That's not Snuff Out. I am in trouble. I'm going to take my damage. I did not have a third Ninja, mercifully, but the second one is already doing its job. I'll Spell Stutter this Miscreant. They could stutter me back, but what am I supposed to do here? I have to do something. I hope they have Counterspell and not Spell Stutter. That I can beat. Okay, if they have nothing, that's cool too. Come on, Snuff Out. Swamp is not what I wanted. I think I have to jump block Ninja the Deep Hours. It's getting out of control. Could also trade with Fairy Seer. We know they have a Miscreant in hand. Okay, I'm gonna jump this Ninja the Deep Hours. Jump is the perfect word for that, because that's how I feel. Being dominated by one of the best cards there's ever been. Most perfect designs ever. Snuff Out. Snuff Out. Alright. Just send a Lorien Revealed into the void. Can't Spell Stutter this. Can Counterspell it. But that wasn't doing anything better. They banned Psychic Frog in Legacy for this, by the way. I'm basically getting Psychic Frogged in Pauper. Remember when my opponent Multi 4 and I was like, oh, that's good. Another Ninja. Picking up a Fairy Miscreant that already drew a card. They're going off. There's basically no way back into this. I guess if I brainstorm into Suffocating Fumes plus Snuff Out. Okay, I could play a Snacker. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still dying pretty quick. I could counter a Snap that would try to get my Snacker out of the way. Blocking Ninja. I go to 3. They loot a card. Now Suffocating Fumes is the hammer. Fairy Seer. I know you're holding a Miscreant. I'm going to counter this Miscreant. Or at least fight over it. Fairy Seer. They went top bottom on the last Scry. Top top. Alright, deck. Suffocating Fumes. 1 outer. Oh, you sick, nasty deck. Alright. There's the Snuff Out I needed on any turn before this one. I'm just bringing in extra removal here and taking out the Monarch creatures. They're way better at flooding the board with donkeys than I am. And now that I know the matchup, I can make... I mean, I don't want to say better mulligan decisions. That makes it sound like I had any decisions to make. I don't want to keep a 1-lander. Mulligan this, even though the cards are good. Okay, this one's good enough, I think. I'm going to keep it. And bottom... I think it's actually Brainstorm. And I'm just going to dump this Bajuka Bog out. Really wish this was a Contaminated Aquifer for a Snuff Out potential. But I'm in there. Fairy Seer. I'm going to get Modern Age going. A 2-3 is actually really good against them in the air. Well, there's the Aquifer I wanted last turn. Modern Age. Cast down. Counterspell. I mostly think Counterspell sucks in this matchup. At least compared to things that can block and impact the board. If they Ninja this turn, I can just cast down in the main phase It's the little ninja, which means that Dispel and Dispel Pierce are still live here. Okay, they're no longer live. I could play Augur and just put it in front of the 2/1. Yeah, I think that's better than casting it down. Counterspell, Modern Age trigger. I could just Wrath of God them right now. Discard the Aquifer, but then I don't have a swamp for future snuff outs. And I don't play that many swamps. I think I'm going to discard Island, play Augur, play Aquifer. There goes 3 reasonable cards to the bottom. Modern Age Snacker and Island are out of here. Aquifer. Pass the turn. I have the Fumes. I have the Cast Down. I'm about to flip into a 2/3. I have the ground under control. Of One Mind, they're going off. Fairy Seer. Is this just a chip damage or is there a ninja? There is a ninja. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But so am I. Fairy Seer, this taps them out. Suffocating Fumes can completely delete their board. They went top bottom. Modern Age flips. Snuff Out is here now. I'm going to suffocate them with Fumes and start pushing back. They do have 7 cards in hand, but they have 0 tempo. 0 momentum. Snaremaster Sprite can freeze up my Vector Glider if they want to spend all their mana on that. Okay. They did spend the max. That's sleepy now. Very Miscreant. Snacker is excellent. Get a flying blocker in there. Guess I should have attacked with Augur. What else is it doing? That was a misdamage. Oh no, why is this a mismatched? Oh god, and it's not even like just different art on the normal Magic frame. It's just very obviously a different card. Okay, I'm going to block the Snaremaster because if they do have a ninja, Brine Barrow, Intruder, okay. Yeah, I would rather them loot Miscreant if they only have the 1. And it looks like they don't actually even have another ninja. Of One Mind, a Beating. I've drawn 3 counterspells this game, a card that I said I don't think is actually good in the matchup. Now Augur matters because they have the Brine Barrow. They're snapping this. A counterspell. Yeah, Spell Pierce, just missed land drops, obliterating me. Okay, this is back in my hand, and it's going to be bad news for a long time. Yikes. Alright, I'm going to snuff the other Miscreant in response to this. Just looking for cards wherever I can find them. There's a lot of damage to take, though. Snaremaster gets through. And they were holding a ninja. At least that one gets blocked by Augur forever. Except that it doesn't because they just picked up Snaremaster, which can freeze my Augur. This is a study in everything that is not good. Oh, okay, they didn't snare, so that means they have a counterspell. I don't want to give them free money on my main phase by playing into Spell Stutter. The ninja is under control. I can cast down something else. Okay, in attacks before blocks, at which point they could just ninja it out. I'm going to kill this Stairmaster. There's the Spell Stutter that they telegraphed. And a ninja. Oh my god. Bad news, everyone. We're very dead. Maybe I used my Suffocating Fumes too early. It just felt like such a good spot to dump that. The double of One Mind. And then missing the land drops into Spell Snare, or Spell Pierce. They Spell Pierced to spell successfully on turn 6. That was really shitty for me. Well, can't beat any of this. I will cast Counterspell. Once again, unable to double spell, unable to do anything. Okay, so I will eat this ninja and go to 1 and die if they have another ninja. Okay, I don't eat the ninja. I still go to 1 and die if they have another ninja. Yeah, there's no outs anymore. My Arms of Hadar cost 4. Suffocating Fumes already spent. Top bottom, that scry. Yep, that was a kicking. Yeah, I think maybe I used my Fumes too early. Maybe I should have been a lot more careful with that. I also just drew so many counterspells. That card is bad. I don't know if I'm supposed to board them out. Let's see. Not unless I think, like, Mukotai Ambusher, just having this body that I could cast for 4 mana or whatever is better, and I don't think that is true. Okay, once again, learned a lot. I made some clear mistakes. I also tried some play patterns that are different than what I normally try, and trying to find a careful balance between cutting off the artifacts out of the Deadly Dispute decks and cutting off the payoffs. I think I'm going to have to go on vibes and in-game information rather than make a hard and fast plan. Like if I can annul a turn 1 Ichor Wellspring, I'm going to do it. But if it's like turn 7 and they have 3 cards in hand, I don't think I'm fighting over Ichor Wellspring anymore with my 1 counterspell. I think at that point, I have to worry about the payoff more. Just move that back and forth. Working on layering my counterspells and knowing exactly what's in the decks. That's my homework. I'm not going to play any more leagues for the channel. I might play a few on my own, but my homework before Chicago for myself is to study all the lists. So if I see a Colony Garden or a Witch's Cottage or whatever, I can then deduce what's left in the deck. The Deadly Dispute shell is pretty ubiquitous across many colors, many decks. I think that is one of the most broken things to be doing in Pauper. I think Deadly Dispute is bannable, honestly. Like I'm not like it must be banned. I don't feel that strongly about anything in Pauper, but I think Deadly Dispute is a bannable card. And being able to differentiate what exactly my opponent is cranking up to when I see Ichor Wellspring and a couple of lands really needs to inform the game plan, and I am not there currently. But that's just homework. That's just studying lists, and I can do that. I still love the play patterns of this deck. I'm glad I found this and didn't have to play some Tolarian Terror deck that I wouldn't be entirely happy with. And got a live clinic from the master himself. I'm going to sign off, and hopefully, by the time you're seeing this, a month and a half after Chicago, you will have already known that I did well in that tournament. I'm calling it now. Or, it didn't work out at all, and I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. It's fun talking to you from the past in the future. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.